What's up? All right. Man, it's crazy. Every single day. Uh, I'm excited about the stream, and there's always stuff like going on like nuts up until 10:23. I love that 10:23 is like a very specific start time, and I think that it's gonna make people very like they're gonna remember it and they're gonna be loyal. Like Eric, I know you just texted me. I'm gonna put in the comments, yo Eric. So it was a great day. It's freaking awesome. Let's see here if I can make this. There we go. Now I have that. Okay. So that's there. Yo yo yo. What's up, Eric? Man, it was these days are wild. With everything that's going on, it's really crazy. Um, Today was a really good day. I had this afternoon. I had a talk with the hobby editor from Beckett magazine. I remember like getting the Beckett magazines as a kid and like looking at all the prices of all the cards and deciding which Michael Jordans to try and collect or whatever. Boomer, what's up? Noah here and he's excited about that. Yes, what's up, Noah? Man, I don't want to spoil too much, but I've got a cool package coming to you guys, and I'm so excited to share it with Noah. His art is sick. I love it. So thank you, Boomer and Noah, for tuning in. So tonight is also the NFL draft, and so Canadian Cards, what is up? Hello, thank you so much for joining. Tonight's the NFL draft. I actually haven't watched any of it yet. I'm a 49ers fan. I'm from near San Francisco. I was born in San Francisco, and so I hope that the Niners have got someone awesome. I'm sure that I trust that they know what they're doing. But I was thinking about putting it on in the background of tonight's live stream, and I might still do that. I have a second laptop, so I could put it like, up there on my other desk, and we'll see. But I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just do my thing. So I think tonight I'm gonna paint stuff, as the stream description says, painting stuff, which is my plan for tonight. And so I just got this box right here was from Blick, which is the art store that I love. It's dickblick.com, and I got a bunch more sheets of foam core, which is what I'm painting all of my Topps 2020 cards on. And so I think what I'll do is I'm just going to do like some splatter paint on those, and I'm totally open to have you guys join in and like pick which colors are going to be splatter painted. I don't know necessarily what cards they're going to be, because I've got a lot of cards coming up. So you guys can choose. We'll do some fun. We're going to do a little bit of painting shortly here. Baseball collector, I'm going to text you tomorrow. Great. Text me anytime. Yeah, so that's kind of my plan. At some point I want to catch up on the draft, the NFL draft, but I haven't watched it today because today was insanely awesome. I had an interview with Beckett, which was at 2 p.m. Great phone call. We talked for like half an hour, 45 minutes about Topps 2020 and, my art and my history as a collector as a kid for cards, which is rad. And then tonight at it was supposed to be 8 p.m. I ended up getting on there about 8:20 p.m. because I was taking a nap, and I slept through the beginning of my interview for the Breakery, and they were doing a box break. And then also, we had a little interview session, which went really well. And then after that, I was on Watch the Breaks on Twitter. Has a show it's called something else. Now I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I was on a different break show, and that went well too. That was a video interview where I got to show some of my art from the past 2020 cards that I did. I was showing them like how I have all the reference cards, and how like Topps sent me these boxes, and then they were like basically just fillers, and there's just a couple cards in here, which I think was funny. Like Topps sent me 20 of these, and then I had that many cards, which was ridiculous. So, yeah, that's the plan. Let's see, Boomer, thank you. We're so glad you like that. Should be a lot of fun to watch. Yes. Faux show. So also, thank you guys. I know Eric. I know you were on last night. I don't know if anyone else was on last night. I've had on a personal level, I've been going through it like everyone, I assume now, but it's been a tough couple days for me, emotionally and personally, and sometimes that's going to come through on these live streams. Is you're just going to get the raw, uncut me. And so I know last night was a little bit different than the regularly scheduled program. I was just kind of chatting with people for, 30 or 40 minutes. But, yeah, it's been hard. And I think it's been hard for a lot of people. And I'm not afraid to admit when it gets hard. And it's been hard lately. So it's cool because, like, these type of live streams, like, gives me something to look forward to, gives me something to do, and gives me some people to talk to, which is hard when you can't talk to people, during the day and you're not out doing your regular life. So tonight, I want to make this as interactive as possible. I don't think it's not going to be like a crazy long stream because the NFL draft is going on. I know a lot of people are watching that, and I want to let you guys do that. But I do want to paint some stuff, and I want your opinions. So if you guys want to comment below, whatever color you're feeling right now is the color that we're going to start with. And the first comment, I'm going to do that color, and we're going to do some splatter paint. I'm going to resize this this middle window right now so that you guys can see. Let's see here, display capture. If I go like this, we're going to do this, and we're going to have me down there on the floor, painting some stuff over there. So I'm gonna break open those boxes up there right now, and I'm gonna show you guys. Round one is almost over. Awesome. I'm really curious. I'm like scared to ask, but like, tell me who the 49ers drafted. Gold and blue. Great. I love that. Gold and blue it is to start. So you guys, I went to UC Davis in Northern California. Go Aggies. And gold and blue are my college colors, so like obviously that's awesome, and I'm very excited. Boomer, purple. Okay, purple will definitely be the third color for you and Noah. I'm very excited about that as well. But yeah, gold and blue I think is a great place to start, and then we'll start throwing some purple in, and yeah, we're gonna get to it. So I'm gonna go open those boxes right there. I'm gonna put out some. We'll put the canvas down. Or I say canvas. I'm gonna put the foam board canvases down, and then we're gonna paint them. As you guys can see, so there's like a roll up in that corner. It's it's this way over that direction. You can see it kind of peeking out underneath the silver flat file where I keep my stencils. There's a canvas roll. That is from the other night. We did the box break and splatter painting on the boxes, on the cards themselves. I've decided that canvas is just going to become my live stream canvas, and it's just going to get crazier and crazier. 49ers playing the CFL, don't they? Yeah, okay. Good joke. You jerk. Yeah, I was raised a 49er fan, and I'm 49ers forever kind of situation. Heartbreaking Super Bowl, and I was in Miami for the Super Bowl, and that was tough because they were very, very close, and then it didn't happen. Anyways, so that canvas is going to become the live stream canvas, and it's going to just become like a crazier and crazier abstract as we go. So what you guys see on it now was the remnants of splatter painting on cards a few nights ago. We're going to add to it a little bit more now, and then it's just going to get wilder and wilder. We want them, man, you have to be mediocre to get in the CFL. All right. Still talking all that shit. That's okay. Gold and blue sounds like an awesome combination. Yes, gold and blue is going to be great, and purple, purple for you guys. Also, I appreciate all the input. I think it's going to be fun, collaborative process. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to put on shoes right now. I'm barefoot. Well, I'll have socks on, but I got to put on shoes so I don't get paint all over my feet. So I'll be right back, and then we're going to get to work. All right. So here we have foam board. So that's what we're working with. The width is nice. Let's see here if I can show you guys. So it's like I think it's 3/4 of an inch thick, half an inch thick. I don't know. It's really nice. It's lightweight, which is great. It's rigid, but also it's very affordable. And so as an artist, everything costs money, as you know, and finding an affordable option of things to paint on is great. So this is what my top 2020 cards are being painted on, is this type of foam board. All right, so we have those three. That's what we're gonna work on tonight, and we're gonna play with it. Now I'm gonna go get some gold and blue paints. And the other night, if you guys saw me streaming, I was using spray paint. So I was using spray paint, and I was spraying it into small little caps, and then I was splattering it onto the canvases, or not the canvases, the cards. And those turned out like this, right? Which is really cool. I've started sending these out to a couple people. I'm including them with all orders, the people that ordered my autograph cards. I know I asked Eric, I asked you for your address. I'm sending you, let's see, where is it? Here it is. You're getting the Nacho, which was the triple card from last night, which hopefully will have like artistic significance in the long run. I still need to make a form on my website, which I'll do, and anybody that's watching now will be able to fill out where you just say like which stream you were a part of and what your YouTube username is, and then I'm gonna send you cards too, because I have a ton of these and I want to send them to people. So Noah, you're also going to be getting a bunch of these as well. So tonight, that was spray paint, and that was last night, or 2 nights ago. Tonight we're going to do acrylic. Acrylic is different. It's water-based. We're going to be mixing it with a bunch of water, actually. I've got a whole gallon jug here. We're going to mix it up, and then we're going to do very, very big splashes, and that's super fun. It takes a lot longer to dry, so waiting for paint to dry is annoying, but it is what it is. It's part of the job. All right, let's see the comments. Gold and blue sounds like a plan. Yep. Man, the living canvas. Exactly. It's going to be a living canvas. What's going on tonight? What's up, Steve? We're painting some backgrounds for some Topps cards. We've let the people, you guys, all choose on the colors we're starting with. We're going to do gold, blue and gold to start, and then we're going to hit it with some purple. and I'm sure we're going to do some other colors as well. Boomer is super nice of you to do for everyone. Yeah, I think it's fun. Like, Topps gave me a whole box of cards as like a welcome to 2020 kind of situation. And so, like last week, I opened them up live on YouTube, just opening up the box and talking to fans, and that was cool. And then the next night, I decided to splatter paint on all of them, and so they ended up looking like this. I guess that's upside down. Ended up looking like this, and I just decided I'm just going to mail these to the people that were involved in the process. I'm also slipping cards like this, hand-embellished art cards, into anything that buys anybody that buys any of my autographed cards. That's a big way of how I actually make my money and being able to do what I do. And so people that buy that get a little note explaining, thank you for supporting me. Here is an art card that I made live on YouTube, and I'm going to be live streaming every night on YouTube at 8:23 or 10:23 p.m. So make sure to tune in. So that's like a fun. It's a fun thing, and they're all cool. They're all different, which I love. And we also, if you see people talking about a hot plate, it's because when I first started opening cards, I needed somewhere to put them that was going to be like a clean, sterile environment. And all I had was these paper plates, which I have in my studio because I have paper plates here. And so I would hold the plates up to the camera and say hot plate. So that was like kind of fun. That's like an inside joke. And the hot plate crew are the people that started from the beginning. But they look really cool. There's a lot of them, and I don't know how many cards are in a box. I did just one box of Heritage 2020. I think it's between 300 and 400 cards, so I've got a bunch of cards, and every single one is different. And that's what they look like. Team Hot Plate. That's right, Eric. And your Team Nacho, too, because Nacho was like the first OG Hot Plate was a Nacho. All right, I'm going to go grab that blue and gold paint, and then we're going to splatter it a little bit. I'll be right back. And you guys tell me, too, like, I know first round of the draft is almost over. Who did the 49ers pick? I need to know. Yeah. All right. Let's see what's this over here. So I'm going to resize this window a little bit. Let's see here. Here. We're just going to make this big for now. Oops. Here. There we go. Okay. So here's what we got. We have a couple different blues. This company, Golden, makes very high-end paints. It's expensive for a bottle this size. It depends on the color. It's anywhere from like $30 to $80. So what is this? This is Series 2. So that's pretty expensive. Series 1 is the most expensive. So this probably was like $50 for a bottle of paint, which is crazy. And then Blick. This is a Blick acrylic. Blick is the paint store that I use primarily. This is their signature brand, which is much cheaper. So this might be $10. So I have this type of paint in all different colors. Here's a gold. Here's a purple, kind of a lighter purple, and here's a darker purple. This is almost empty. That's why I grabbed both of them. I don't know if you can see, but it's like very, very empty. So what we're actually going to do with this is I'm going to pour a little bit of the water from here. I'm going to put a little bit of water into this, and then shake it up and try and like get the rest of this dark purple paint out there for Noah and Boomer. What book are we gonna listen to? That's a great question. I haven't got okay, 49ers took Javon Kinlaw, defensive tackle from South Carolina, with the 14th pick. Wow, man, I was really hoping they would take a wide receiver. The wide receiver class is so deep, and they could have gotten somebody so good. Oh man, I think like CeeDee Lamb with Deebo Samuel. Those guys as wide receivers with Jimmy G would be sick. So I know that all parts of the game are expensive. I don't really follow a lot of defensive players, and I should. But all right, I trust them. If that Javon Kinlaw pick is who they wanted to do with the 14th pick, then I trust that. That's fine. Yeah, this burnt sienna. So this is not exactly gold, but I just pulled this out because this paint is super nice. So like I might mix like a little bit of this with a little bit of this to make some gold, and we're gonna see. I'm gonna need something to mix it in. I gotta go grab that. Let's see here. Yeah, Brian Book. I don't know. Oh, Lamb went to the Cowboys. Damn it. It's disappointing. It's funny, like, you grow up. I grew up watching football, on Thanksgiving, and it was always the Cowboys playing, and Cowboys were always like a rival of the 49ers, at least in my household, and so I grew up hating the Cowboys. I don't hate anybody now. I grew up hating the Yankees, and now I love the Yankees. But it hurts to send CeeDee Lamb to the Cowboys. Sucks. I want the 49ers to win, and I want CeeDee Lamb to win, but can't root for the Cowboys. I can't. I don't know. Dak's cool, but I don't know. Can't do it. All right. So, okay. So I have like these cups, painty cups. Pretty straightforward, just plastic, regular old plastic cups. We're gonna make a gold cup and a blue cup, and then we're gonna splash it on that canvas. And when I do that, I will shrink this window down so you guys can actually see it in real time a little bit. So let's see here. Let's shake that up. Put some paint in there. Put in a little bit of this, which is the nice fancy paint, just a little bit. I'm gonna need brushes to mix it up as well. 1 second. There we go. So I've thought about, I had someone reach out to me, which is crazy, about buying the paintbrush that I use to paint Del Mattingly. And so now I will be making relics. If you're a card collector, you understand what that is. But for anyone that's listening that doesn't understand, a relic is just going to be some special, very, very limited piece of history, I guess, piece of history. So like, this is not the card. I have the cards, or this is not the brush. I have the brush set aside that I used to make Ricky. But like, I'm gonna cut this like that, cut it off, and have just the brush tip, and then that's gonna be encapsulated into a case with part of a card, and then it'll have like a cutout, and it'll be the brush that I used to paint that card, which is gonna be pretty special. I think it's gonna be rad. So here are the brushes for tonight. I'm not sure how many we're going to use or which ones, but yeah, they could become relics. They could be famous. Like, look at this. I actually should set this one aside. So this one was used for, this was the Don Mattingly, one of the Don Mattinglys. I have a couple. This was the background. I'm going to set that one aside. We're going to use this one for the blues. So we have the blue paint in a cup. We're going to add a little bit of water from my water bottle. There we go. And we're going to mix it really good. Also for the relics, so when I'm painting, I have, like, all of my clothes pretty much are covered in paint, especially my pants, as you can see here. And that's because I'll be painting and then I'll want to like clean the brush and I'll just wipe it on my pants to like clean the brush. So I will be taking like swatches of my pants, I think, to make relics as well. We're still trying to figure that out, like what the best way to do it is. So here we have the blue paint, and it's pretty watery, which is great for splatter, and it's very different than like the spray paint splatter I did the other night. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna hit all three of these canvases. I think it's hard to tell, you know, it's random. So if I hit all the canvases, then that's a good thing. Okay, we'll put that there. So I'm going to splatter this across all three canvases, and then while that's drying, we're going to mix up some gold paint to add next, and then we're going to do some purple paint after that. And that's the plan. So I guess I haven't decided if I'm going to like, sometimes I'll do like a very like forceful like splatter, which will usually do like a tight group of very small little dots, or sometimes I take the whole thing and I just like throw it up in the air, and then I get one big splatter usually in the middle, and then it just kind of like goes out from there. So I haven't decided which of those I should do, and I'm open to feedback if you guys want to comment. I know it's going to take a second for you guys to see this and then me to see the comments, but if you guys think I should do like a, I don't even know what the right way to put it is, it's like an aggressive splatter with a lot of small dots, or a big splash where it's one big splash in the middle. Splatter it. Okay, I like that. That's, I assume with all caps, it's like a hardcore splatter. Noah's locked in, nice. Boomer, thank you. What's up, Noah? Just wanted to give you a shout out, man. I think your art is awesome, and I want to see more of it. So I hope that your dad keeps sending me more of your art. That would be really cool. Move the picture-in-picture to the top right so we can see all the canvas. Okay. No problem. Done. And we could even make that like a tiny bit bigger, I guess. Let's see here. There. Let's put it all the way up there. Cool. Lots of small. Okay, so 2 people. Splatter it, all caps, and lots of small stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm about to hit it right now. All right, here we go. Game time. So that's fun. I like it. I think, like if we look at this one, let's see right here, right down there, that one on the right ends up being my favorite so far. I mean, it's really early. It's hard to call it. But this is sick. I think that's, to me, that's really cool. There we go. Bam. So it's fun, like, I don't even know which player is going to be on that, but like if someone's, you know, there's going to be a tops card, and that could be in the background. You know, this one over here, we didn't get very much splatter on, but that's okay because we're going to do a lot more anyways. It's very early in the process, but Yeah, I like it. Okay, so now I have another cup, and we're going to mix up a little bit of gold. Let's see here. Okay, so we have the Blick acrylic gold again. Eugene, that's pretty dope to see it happen. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here and seeing it happen, man, especially because the draft is going on, and I know a lot of people are watching that. So you guys choosing to spend your evening with me is not it's not overlooked. Okay, let's see here. So I need another brush. That's a good one. Oh, I need a little bit of water in here. Okay, so now we're mixing up the gold, and it already is looking pretty good. I think it could be a little bit, well, I was thinking it could be lighter, and I was thinking about adding white to it, but I don't want to mute like the gold effect. I think since we're putting it on white, it's going to show up really well anyways, so I'm just going to go with it. So that on this next one, what I'll do is I'm going to go to the other side. So last time I was over here and I was splattering this way, which is why like a lot of the paint ended up on that back one. Now I'm going to go, let's see here, this direction, and I'll splatter this direction so that we'll end up with like gold, a lot more gold on that one, which is, will help balance it hopefully. That is the plan. I may have missed it, but what is tonight's beverage of choice? You didn't miss it. I just was being incognito, so I'm drinking Coors Light. And probably more importantly, I'm drinking water. This is just my refillable water bottle that I'm using often. I spent a crazy few days, and drinking water is very, very important. So I'm drinking more water, and then Coors Light, which is kind of like the water of beers. Anyways, what's the next player you're working on homework-wise? So I have the Ricky Henderson, which we're still trying to decide which one to actually launch with, is my next, quote-unquote homework due. After Ricky, it is Mariano Rivera, who also the card released today with my Jackie, which was cool. And then after that will be Mark McGuire. So those are the next couple. And then after I finish Mark McGuire, I haven't gotten my next homework assignment. I don't know which one. Sorry, and Mike Trout, actually. So it's, my Jackie is out right now. My Ricky is coming out next. Then my Mike Trout is coming out. And then Rivera. And then Mark McGuire. Yeah, that is it. And then beyond that, I'm not really sure. I think I could probably influence it. So like Jackie, for example, Jackie Robinson wasn't even assigned to me yet as homework. I just did it first, or not first, but one of the first ones because I just liked the card and I wanted to paint it and I'd submitted it. And so like the fact that it got bumped up to today and released as card number 42 is amazing. And that's just because I had given them the art and they didn't have anyone else's Jackie to release as card 42, I think. So I can kind of influence that a little bit. So like if I decided, I really love, I really love the Jeter card, I could probably do Jeter and submit it to them, and then that would make them release that sooner than later, if that makes sense. But also maybe not. I don't know. The Jackie thing was like a curveball. Really, really cool to have Jackie as 42 as my card, because that could have been any of 20 artists. I feel like I won the lottery and there's a 5% chance, I guess, but that was really, really cool. All right. I'm a Jets fan. Tight. Okay, check this out. There you go. I'm a Jets fan. I love the Jets. One of my best friends, it's funny, painting for professional athletes, everyone's different. Some athletes are very transactional. They want to pay me, they want to get a painting, and then they don't care about the conversation after the fact. But there's one player who the Jets cut this year, which was super sad for me. But Kalichi Osemele, he played for the Oakland Raiders last year. Well, I guess the year before last, and that's when I was living in the Bay, and I had done a painting for him. And he was just like such a nice guy, and is now like such a good friend. And then I moved to New York about a year and a half ago, and around the same time, he got traded from the Raiders to the Jets. And so then, like we both came to New York at the same time, and so we stayed friends. And he was always coming out, and we would go and go out to clubs and party together and hang out, and picnic and shit. And so, anyways, he was on the Jets for a little while, and so he is the reason that I'm a Jets fan, honestly. Like, he's just such a good dude. And he got injured, and then the Jets cut him, which was sad for me. But, it's business is business, and that's okay. But anyways, that's why I got this Jets hat. Trout should be really cool. Jackie was perfect. Thank you. I love that. Okay, so now we have this gold. We're going to paint the gold. We're going to splatter the gold. We're going to do it just like we just did with the blue, but I'm going to do it from the other angle, other side. And we're going to do one more hard splatter, just like before. And then on the next one, I think on these purples, we're going to do the other one where I kind of throw the cup up in the air, and it's like one big splatter in the middle and like a big blob. And we're going to play with that. So anyways, let's splatter this. I like it. I think it's cool. And also it's fun too, like with the splatter paint stuff. So this is acrylic paint. It's water-based, and it takes a long time to dry. But if with all of these splattery parts, they're going to dry, at least like there's going to be a ring around the outside that's going to dry. And so like later I could take like a spatula or a scraper or whatever, I don't know, I call it a spatula, and swipe it across and like smear the paint around, but we're still going to have like these little tiny dots that were the outline of where the splatter first landed. So if you look at a lot of my art has that, where I'll splatter it just like this. I'll let it sit for anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour, and then I'll come back with a spatula and scrape across it, and that's going to give like, it's going to move the paint around, but also part of the paint is going to stay where it is because it's dried, which is cool. All right. Let's see. Eric, there's kids in here, man. Noah is here, and we have to protect him. But yes, I feel you. Okay, so with this one, like I said, like this bottle itself, I'm actually gonna make this screen a little bigger. 1 second. Let me talk to you guys. Here we go. So this bottle is almost empty of this purple, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the cap off. We're gonna put in just a little bit of water. There we go. Here, and we'll shake this up. Yeah, that's gonna be great. And so then I'm gonna basically I'm gonna pop this cap, and we're just gonna like sprinkle it on the painting. So we're gonna do that in a second. I'm gonna mix up the other purple too. Let's see here. We'll do it in this one. So we'll take a little bit of this. Hey, okay, draft question, and it's maybe a stupid question, but did the Bengals take Burrow? I mean, obviously, I think that they should have. He's wildly talented, and I don't know. I'm rooting for everyone. It's so it's tough. Being a sports fan right now with no sports going on is difficult, and being from the Bay Area, Obviously rooting for the Bay Area teams. So Oakland A's, San Francisco Giants, San Francisco 49ers, Golden State Warriors. Like, those are my people. But beyond that, like, I want every single team to do well. And I know that everyone can't do well. Someone has to be in last place. But anyways, the Bengals, I think, have promise. So I'd be curious. Yes. Okay, great. So is that a yes, like they did take Joe Burrow? Be curious about that. All right, so we've got this, the purple. So I took the lighter purple, I put in some of that paint, and then you saw me splash in just a tiny bit of this darker purple. There's really not very much of this left, but that's kind of what we ended up with. That's the water. There's like water in there because I also poured some water. So we're gonna mix this up and see what it looks like. It's nice color. By the way, guys, I know I haven't said it yet this stream, but if you guys are watching this live stream, it would mean a ton to me if you guys subscribe down there. And if you feel so inclined, you could turn on post notifications. I'm planning on live streaming every single night at 10:23 Eastern PM. It's been actually really nice to me to have a little bit of a schedule and knowing that, at least at 10:23 PM, I have some friends to hang out with. And I do a lot of my most creative and best creative work at 10 p.m. or like in the night, not even necessarily at 10 p.m. At night is when I do my best painting. And so I think that it's fun because tonight I could have just said, you know what, I'm just going to call it a night. I'm going to go to sleep and do whatever I feel like, painting-wise tomorrow. But I knew that this was happening and I was excited about it. And so now I'm here and we're painting stuff and you guys are picking colors. So it's really cool, I think. All right, we're going to actually add a little bit more water since we're doing the big splash with this one. I want it to be pretty watery because when I splash it, I want it to splash a lot. Yeah, smash that like button, exactly. Yeah, so click like on the video or comment. It matters. Everything matters, man. It's challenging as an artist, and the fact that I have an audience because of Topps right now with everything that's going on is a really big deal. So anytime you guys support me in even the littlest ways, subscribing on YouTube or even liking the video on YouTube, it really matters, and I really appreciate that. Okay, so we're gonna do the big splash kind of thing. I'm gonna make this smaller here. There we go. So my goal, and it's hard. This is a tougher one where it's hard to tell where the paint's gonna land. So my goal is to get it into that middle canvas. It's gonna be right there. My goal is I'm aiming for that. Whether or not I hit that is, it just as likely could end up just all over the canvas outside of it and whatever. But it's fun because that's why I put canvas down underneath, and that's going to become its own abstract piece as the whole 2020 set progresses, as all of these live streams progress. So we'll see. So anyways, wish me luck. It's about to get wild. Oops. Okay, so the target is here, and I want it to splash real big and then go over onto those, but nothing in art usually, in my experience, goes according to plan. So that's what we're starting with, and then we'll just see what we end up. All right, here we go. All right, well. Cool. I didn't hit exactly where I wanted per se, but I do think it's sick. this. It actually looks really nice. Oh, and see, now we're getting some drips, which is fun, which is cool. So that's like a watery, I guess that very watery paint that I mixed up right there. But I like it. I think it's awesome. I have no idea what player might end up on that card. Or sorry, cards right on that foam core. I have no idea, but it's cool. That's part of it. I'm gonna put actually I'm gonna leave these brushes out because we might mix up some more paint to mess with. Let's see here. Just a bit outside, yeah, I know. A little bit wide. Little wide, but it's part of it, man. It's the art stuff. So now I'm gonna grab those spatulas I was telling you guys about earlier, and we're gonna wipe around some paint, and we'll show you guys. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. These are like paint scrapers, basically, or spatulas, or whatever you want to call them. I would say spatulas. Yeah, wide right, exactly. It was definitely wide right. So I'm going to show you guys, and this is what I'm going to do. Let's see if I shrink this down here. Put that up there. Yep. Okay, so on this one here, and then also on the one over there. I'm going to start with the one over there. That one doesn't look like it has a lot of paint on it, and it doesn't. But when I start moving paint around with this, it's going to change the whole vibe, and that's going to become a very sick background for a painting. And I'm going to show you guys. So I'm going to use this very wide spatula. They're all different widths. So this is like the skinnier one. I have some that are like, that skinny, but for the purpose of backgrounds, we're going to use a wide one. 49ers just traded up. Tight, tell me more. I would love to hear that. Pedro, hello. Thank you for joining. So I'm gonna go spatula that one over there right now. Okay, so now you guys can see, like I told you, like you'll see some of the paint that's still left on there. Let's see here, this way and closer. So you can see like the outline of that, and I just think that looks so sick. So we have some purple and we have a lot of gold. We have some blue. So the blues that you see didn't spread really at all, which just means that the paint was dry. So I didn't spread them with the spatula before it dried, but like it's pretty cool. So like this is, to me, the first layer of many layers for a background of a painting, and I'm really happy with how this came out. I think it looks sick. Like, all that detail, that's just, to me, is really cool. So now we're gonna spatula the other ones. I'm gonna start on, let's see here, this one right here, and then we're gonna do that one over there. And I'm never gonna get used to this like mirrored. I'm watching myself, and I'm always pointing in the wrong direction because it's reversed. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get used to that. Our Vikings gave you the 25th pick. 49ers select Brandon Ayuk, right on, wide receiver. Sick. That's great. I like that a lot. Thank you, Boomer. I appreciate that. And what's up? Shout out Noah. Glad you guys are here right now. Hope you're staying safe. And Noah, don't forget, you got to send me more art. Give it to your dad, and he's going to send it to me. I want to see more of your stuff because I love your stuff. So last time we went horizontal, on that. For this one where we have a lot of paint right here, so I'm gonna actually swipe down because I want to take all this paint that I can see it's still wet, and I want to leverage as much of it as possible. So we're gonna swipe that direction. Go right here. Sick. So I love this. I think it came out really cool. Let's see here. So we have like the same thing, like the outlines of that splatter, which look awesome. And I'm really happy. I'm really, really happy with that one. That one looks beautiful to me. So now we have the third one, the middle one, which has the most paint on it because it was in the middle, which is great. So we've got some options. We could swipe, if you guys are just looking at it on YouTube, if we swipe up, we're going to keep a lot more of that purple, which you see at the bottom. If we swipe down, we're gonna not keep as much purple, but we're gonna have a lot of blue across the middle. And if we swiped, side to side, then we keep a lot of that gold. So it's up to you guys, whatever you guys are feeling. Great interview with GTS. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was fun, man. Crazy story. So I'm in a private Facebook group for Project 2020, and today I added my parents to it. I invited them on Facebook, and I told them, like, hey, jump in this conversation. This is going to be fun. All these people are supporting me and my art, and if they can talk to you as my parents, that would be great. My parents have always been like the best ever in terms of like undivided support and encouragement for my art, even when I didn't think I could make it as an artist, and chose to like major in economics instead of art in school. They were there saying, okay, that's fine, but you could be an artist. You could do this. Like, you've got this. And anyways, today I brought them into the Facebook group, and so they started commenting and telling like fun stories about me as a kid. And I had an interview scheduled. I had 2 back-to-back interviews. So one with GBS that you mentioned, right? Is that what it's called? And then the one before that was with a different company called The Breakery. And I decided that this started at, I had my first one at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then that was supposed to be like a 30 or 45 minute interview. And then afterwards I had a different interview with GBS. I just want to make sure that I'm saying the right thing. GTS. That one was at 9 p.m. And so like at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock this afternoon, I had been, working all day, and I decided to take a nap. And I didn't set an alarm because, it was 5 p.m. and my interview was like 3 hours away. And I slept completely through the first part of my interview with The Breakery, and I'm so sorry and feel bad about that because they were live streaming, and they were like, well, we thought Blake was tuning in, but maybe he'll show up. Anyways, back to regularly scheduled program of breaking these cards. So my mom called me over and over and over again. I kept just denying calls because I was napping. And I saw it was my mom, and I saw that I had multiple missed calls, and I picked up, and she said, Blake, I think you're supposed to be online somewhere. Like, people are talking about it in the group. Like, where are you? And I'm like, oh, shit. And so I jumped up and, rushed to get everything set up and made it, went to the interview. And I ended up calling in like 25 minutes late, which is not my style. Punctuality is actually very important to me, and being on time and showing up and doing the things that I say is very, very important to me. So I felt like such a jerk, but I don't know. It was just because my mom kept calling me on the phone over and over and over again, which is great. Yeah, good old mom. She's the best. She's so cool. If you guys, I can't even say like how cool my parents are. They're great, and they're very proud, which is awesome. Rob and Ivan, exactly. Yeah, and it's fun because like Ivan is, one of the voices in terms of like the card collecting community, and he's got a good following, and people like listen to what he says. Um, I think that he was a little bit skittish about Project 2020 from the beginning, and even about my art. He wasn't necessarily a huge fan. He had a tweet about my Don Mattingly card saying, I'm going to pass on this, and a lot of his fans listened. But like the fact that he did want to have me in on the conversation and being able to talk to his audience is amazing, and I don't know for sure, but I think that like starting that dialogue is always important. And now, the interview went really good today. I think that he knows more about my story and about the backstory behind my art, which is cool, and hopefully he likes it. But it's fun, man. I like engaging with everyone, even people that don't necessarily appreciate or love what I do. Doesn't matter. Like as an artist, no artist is loved universally by everyone. That's the whole point of art, I think, is to like start that conversation. And if it can be polarizing and some people love it and some people hate it, that's great, because that means that people are talking about it, and it's getting that attention, and that helps. So it was super fun jumping on with Ivan, because he was I don't know. I don't know where he stands in terms of like my art and what he feels, but he was very, very nice on the interview, and we had a great conversation. And it wasn't like it didn't feel like an ad where I was advertising my art. It just felt like an honest, real conversation about Project 2020, about doing art for it, about my history of card collecting before as a kid. So it was super cool. You remember him saying that, yeah. What's up and what's that stuff? All about sports cards. So these are some backgrounds that I'm painting. I'm doing some abstracts tonight, which will be probably, I don't know if all of them will be used for the Topps cards, but some of them definitely will. So we've got a couple in the works, 3 of them so far. He was wrong. Thank you, man. That's okay. I mean, Don Mattingly was a low print run, and that surprised me a lot. I know, like you posted about, being surprised about it. I was surprised about it, and not just like thinking, oh, if I printed more cards, I would make more money, which is true, but also like my royalties are not crazy. Where like it doesn't matter if my print run is 2,000 versus 5,000. I make a little bit more money, but it's not like crazy amounts. It surprised me because I thought that people loved that card, and it looks like the numbers showed that 2,600 people love that card. But besides that, people decide to pass on it, and that's okay, because I think that one will be my lowest print run of the whole series, and which is cool because like I'm actually working with Don Mattingly and his charities, and we're doing some fun stuff together, and like that card is going to be, I think, worth a lot of money, and I have a bunch of them myself, so that's always good. Your favorite artist of the project? You're my favorite artist of the project. Tim, thank you so much, man. That's awesome. I have a lot of favorite artists in this project. I love King Saladin. His work is amazing. We've done shows. We did a show together before the project for the Philadelphia 76ers, where we both had some 76er art. I did a Hal Greer piece. I think he did a Charles Barkley piece, but he also did like his signature bear in Phillies get up. It was so sick. So he's one of my favorites. Gregory Siff. I love Gregory Siff's work. I've been following him for a decade, and he's so inspiring. And I know that sometimes I don't think his art is understood or appreciated as much as it should be by the art or by the card collecting community. But him as an artist, like he's so fucking dope. I think that people are too low on that. Like his print runs right now is his gold. Like I would say buy as much of his stuff as possible. Tyson Beck, also amazingly talented artist / graphic designer. He's actually worked with Topps for a long time doing inserts, and now he's finally like getting the actual recognition where he's getting his own cards and his own set and his own royalties and his own everything. And we talk a lot. We talk almost every day on Facebook, just about like strategies for are signed cards, which I have at proathleteportraits.com, and then he has at shop.tysonbeck.com. So that's been super fun. Anyways, you, Tim, saying that I'm your favorite artist is a big deal, because I think that there's so many artists in the project that are just insanely talented and good at what they do. So that means a lot. Mattingly has a strong following, but he's a little more niche. Yeah, it's true. Like I said, I mean, I think that Mattingly is going to be my lowest print run of the series. But who knows? Like, the project has a ton of momentum right now and a ton of steam, but people's wallets are not endless and people are not working. And so, like, I wouldn't be surprised if halfway through the set, print runs are going to go up and up and up, and people are buying cards, but then they're going to realize, like, holy shit, there's 400 cards. I really need to be careful about which cards I buy. I might follow an artist, I might follow a player, or I might just buy one card per month or something like that. So I think that we're going to see a dip. I think we're going to see it go up, go up, go up. I think it's going to level off and it's going to fall off a little bit. And then near the end of the project, I do think we're going to have a resurgence. And so for that dip that I foresee happening in a couple months, let's see, we're at card number 42 of 400. So in like 3 months, I think there's going to start to be a dip. And I'm trying to think of ways that I can power through that, so that even if everyone else's card sales are dipping, I want to keep mine steady or going up. So if you guys have any ideas, I'm down. I do have some ideas with some different things that I'm releasing. For example, like relic cards, where it's going to be a little swatch of these painty pants. And doing relics, I think will be fun, and I think Topps is going to lose their fucking mind when they see me doing that, because no artist is thinking about that, and I'm thinking, like, I'm planning ahead. Let's see here. What else we got? Boomer, I love the concept. It's right on the money. Thank you so much. Print runs are going to blow up as we go along. I totally agree, Jimmy. It's I do think they're going to go up for sure. I live in Miami and have met Don Mattingly. He's such a great guy. That's freaking awesome. I love Miami. I came there for Art Basel in December, and then I came there in February for the Super Bowl. I was live painting at Cam Newton's party for the Super Bowl, which was rad, and got to meet Cam. I painted also at the Super Bowl official players tailgate party, so that was super cool. And like, Florida's awesome, man. I grew up in Sarasota, Florida. I lived there as a kid from like age 4 to 14. And I was going to spring training games for the for the Texas Rangers and the Chicago White Sox, where the teams that I was following as a kid in Sarasota. So Miami's super dope. Florida's amazing. Tim, I don't buy them all. I just buy the ones I like. That's good. I mean, it's crazy because so far, almost any card that you bought of Project 2020, you could sell it today on eBay for at least 10% more. In some cases, like 500% more. Like the Ermsey Trouts are going for hundreds of dollars, like $250, which is, I don't know, 22 times what you paid for it if you bought that card. And I have one of those. And as much as I am, I'm an entrepreneur and I need to make money, I would love to flip that card and have $250 in my pocket. I also just want to complete the whole set, so I'm keeping that one, sadly. Eric, you buy all Blake's. Thank you so much. It's people like you that like make this so special. It's insane, like how cool it is to meet, passionate collectors and fans that like appreciate my art and appreciate what I do. Really, it matters a lot. Tim, thank you so much. You do too. Let's see. Gonna try to get as many as I can at Blake's. Yes. Awesome to have a role model for my son. Yeah. Shout out Noah. Thank you, Boomer. I'm so glad that you sent me that DM on Twitter a couple days ago, and you guys have a care package coming your way soon. I've got to get a few things I'm waiting to that are being shipped to me from Topps and otherwise, and once that comes, then I'm going to get something going your way. Yeah, damn bro, the Relic. Yeah, so the Relic is going to be sick. We're going to do the swatches of the paint pants. So like this green, that was done when I was painting Ricky Henderson the other night. So I think I'm gonna launch my relics with Ricky and do Ricky relics, and that will be like a very limited run. And then like my plan is to make the relics, go to Topps and say, hey, I'm gonna release these just so you know, and then they're gonna be like, holy shit, we want some of that action. And my hope is that then they say, let's do this under Topps and like let us release your relics, which would be sick. Or maybe they're just gonna say, okay, that's cool, that's gonna like make some attention on the project, go for it. Regardless, I'm gonna do that. I'm also gonna do some paintbrushes where it's gonna be like the paintbrush head, chop that shit off, put that into a card case, and I'll have, you know, the card around it. It's gonna be very relic-y, and it'll be like the paintbrush that was used to make Don Mattingly. Here it is. And this is like a one thing, right? One of one. There's only one paintbrush that was used to paint a particular thing. So that's going to be exciting. Let's see here. Can't wait to see your Griffey. Thank you. Griffey is going to be sick. I do have the stencils cut. The Griffey actually might end up, there's a very strong probability that Griffey will end up on one of these canvases, because the stencil's already cut and it's ready to rock. So one of these nights, I will be painting Griffey. I'm going to do it live on YouTube, 10:23 p.m. per usual. I like the idea that like I don't announce it ahead of time as far as what I'm going to do, and you guys just can tune in and see. But I will be painting the Griffey very soon. I'm going to paint Trout very soon, because those stencils, I'm going to paint McGuire very soon. Those stencils are already cut and the legwork is done. So like now that like we have these backgrounds here, it's like plug and play for me, and I can just like crush that and knock it out. I realize that I've been like talking in this like tiny little window in the top for a while when there's really no reason to not be big and in the middle. So I gotta grab one more drink. Keep those questions coming, it's great. I think Topps should do artist self-portraits with relics at the end of the set. So actually, Topps is doing self-portraits. We have, as artists, I have 1,000 cards that Topps will print for me for free of me. So I can make my own baseball card, and they're gonna produce 1,000 of them. Now I'm gonna ask Topps when it happens, because I'm not supposed to sell them. They're just for promo purposes. Topps wants to build the buzz and help me sell cards, and that's gonna be like down the stretch of like we talked about the lull. That's probably when I'm gonna release my personal card, which is just gonna be it's free. I'm not allowed to sell it because Topps is making it for me for free, but I can insert it. So if somebody buys an autographed card, for example, on proathleteportraits.com, which is my website, I'll just slip in a free personal card. I'm going to see if I can buy more of them. Like, if Topps will let me, I will buy 10,000 of my cards. Obviously not for $20 each, but if I could get them at, like, the cost of printing, I would buy 10,000 of them, and then I would put them in every single order. If you order a regular card, you get it. That would be really, really cool. Gold and blue, nice for Mariners colors too. Yep, totally. All right, I'm gonna grab another drink. Keep those questions coming. Yeah, you said they make cards of you guys. Yep. All right, I'll be right back. I was switching it up. Heineken time. All right. Man, it's been tough with this, with the COVID situation, quarantine. I think I drink a lot more beer than I used to. I mean, I don't know, I'm not going to like sugarcoat it. I like, I'll drink beer when I'm painting, and I just think that like this has amplified it because of, I don't know, the stress of life or whatever, which is bad. Noah, don't drink and drive. Don't drink at all, actually. I was like really straight edge as a kid, all through high school. I would go to, I played sports, and would go to all the parties of the quote unquote popular kids and stuff. And I was very anti drinking for a very long time, which I really think was great. I was focused on sports and thought, like, in my mind, if I took a sip of beer, I wouldn't play as well the next day on the soccer field. And that is true. Like, it does have an impact. And so I didn't drink at all in high school, at all. Like, never touched a sip. And then I went to college, and things changed there, and I had my experience in a lot of like wild nights, and had that time in my life. And then I got into the professional world and kind of like tamed it, got tamed again and didn't drink so much. And then I became a professional artist, and like, being here in my studio while painting, drinking a beer while painting is like, it's a nice thing, and it's not necessary for creativity, but I feel like I don't know, I've convinced myself that it's cool. I don't know. Anyways, that's my drinking story. Yeah, stress through the roof. Yeah, it's wild, man. I can't imagine, like, honestly, if I didn't have this project 2020, I don't know what I would do, man. I would not be able to afford the studio. I wouldn't feel motivated to paint, and I don't know. It'd be really tough if I didn't have Project 2020. It would be really, really tough for me right now. So the fact that I have it and I can do something like that, and then like layered on top of that, like doing these live streams and like talking to actual other humans, is so good for me. And so I really appreciate you guys deciding to spend your night with me, especially when the draft is going on. This is like a huge night that people have been waiting for, and you guys are here, and hopefully you have the draft on the side. I don't, but I wish I did. Yeah, Tim, you're furloughed, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's tough. It's tough for a lot of people. Yeah, thank God for unemployment. Yeah, so I filed for unemployment 6 weeks ago, and I have my own LLC, but I'm my only employee. And so, like, I didn't really know how to file it, and I filed it as an individual, but saying I work for a company, and then for the company, I put in my own company, and filled it all out, and it didn't get accepted, and they said, we need more information, you have to call. And I call, and then they don't pick up. It's like an automated system saying call back on these days and blah blah blah, and they don't pick up, and they're supposed to call me, and it's been close to a month since I filed it, and I still haven't heard back from them. But now, I also haven't been so persistent in terms of like following up and like checking in with them, because now I actually am working. I'm doing the Topps project, and I'm selling cards, and I'm selling autographed cards. So like there was a window where I made no money and was really hoping to have unemployment help me float through that, but I just like powered through and I survived. And now I'm actually, very, very lucky. I'm doing what I love, and I'm making money from it. So the unemployment thing's, it's been tough. Trapped in the house with 2 kids under the age of 2.5. That sounds like a great time. Kevin, welcome. Man, I don't have any kids myself, but my younger sister, has 2 kids. One is about 1 year old, and one is, how old is Jackson? He's got to be like between 2.5 and 3. No, he's got to be 3. He's so much fun. They're all so much fun, and I love going home to California and hanging out with those kids. We FaceTime all the time. It's like the highlight of my day to FaceTime with my niece and nephew, which is great. Waiting on the stimulus. Yeah, dude, also, in addition to the unemployment thing that I couldn't figure out, like I know a lot of people got the stimulus stuff. I haven't seen that yet, and I don't even know what to do to get it. Like, if everyone should get whatever, $1,200 or however much it is, like I could use that. It would be nice, but I haven't gotten that either, so I feel you there. Things happen for a reason. Good things happen to good people. Yeah, thank you. I do. I agree, man. Good things happen to good people, and things happen for a reason. 100%. This project couldn't have been timed better, and like now that I'm here, right now, it's just so sick. Yeah, thanks to Tops. Yeah, man. If Tops is saving my life right now, it's without Tops, I don't know what I would do, and this has been so cool. I've been at home for now a month, working from home, helping my oldest son with remote learning. Got 2 young kids, 5 and 1. Right on, man. Yeah, I'd love to hear more about like the remote learning thing. So I had a really good conversation. My childhood best friend that I grew up collecting baseball cards with. We collected Magic the Gathering cards together. We collected Pokemon cards together. Like this is like the homie. We had like an hour-long conversation last night that was like so emotional and crazy, but he is very passionate about music and he studied music. He went to Berklee School of Music in Boston, and more recently he's actually working in completely outside of the music world. He worked at Whole Foods. He was like a manager at Whole Foods for a long time, and then after that now he works for a farmer's market in Marin County and helps like run these farmers markets, and he's really good at that. But we were having this like heart to heart about him like wanting to get into like the music world and back into the music world and then the teaching world, and I suggested like, dude, take some online classes and get your teaching credential so that when all this COVID thing ends, follow your fucking dreams, man. Life is too short. Like you gotta fucking do that, and that went really well. I think he's gonna start that process hopefully. All right, let's see here. Gonna get a bit stir crazy, but gotta stay safe. Yeah, I know. I actually like, working in isolation and being alone is something that I've been doing for the last 5 years anyways. I enjoy it. I like putting on a good audiobook and busting out some paints and just like getting after that. So I think that COVID in that sense of like the personal relationships or like being alone, that part has not been that hard on me. I love this. I love like this here where I am. This is my happy place, and so that's really cool. And I'm like so lucky that like I'm the type of person that that's okay. But like on the business side of things, obviously like COVID, people are not buying art. It's not a luxury purchase time of life right now for anyone. So like that's why I say like without the Tops, I would be lost, because I don't have like customers beating down my door. But because of Tops now, like I've got some other projects going on, commission projects where people are saying, oh, I wish the Willie Mays card was part of the set. Oh, there is a Willie Mays. That's not the exact example, but just in general, I wish this player was part of the set. Like, can you paint me something that I can, have for my favorite player? And so like that business is coming in. It's so amazing, so rad. Is that Saladin crown in your hand? So, Saladin and I, it's funny because he's got a tattoo like this too, but he has it here, right there on his wrist, smaller one. And that was like a bonding thing when we met because we both had this crown. So this crown is actually Jean-Michel Basquiat, is one of my favorite artists of all time. He was a very influential artist even during his life, and I know that's rare, in New York. He studied under Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol was kind of a mentor to him, and he had this very like, urban or kind of almost like tribal style that was very unique to him, and he made his own way in New York. So when I moved to New York about a year and a half ago, I decided to get this tattoo as an ode to him, and also it is my thinking crown, so I'll be like thinking like that, and I've got like the crown on. And so this was drawn by Basquiat. Oh, there we go. So that's why it's like it's not perfect at all, and that's like part of his style. Is it's almost like childish is not the right word. It doesn't make it sound as cool as it is, but it's like it's just like authentic. So this is a Basquiat crown, and it's on my hand. And King Saladin, who also uses the crown a lot, actually has a very, very similar tattoo that is here on his wrist, and it was so funny when we met, and I'm just like, tattoo, like it was so cool. Pedro, keep at it, brother. Your videos have helped me a lot. Thank you so much, man. I'd love to know more about what you've got going on and how I can do to help. I mean, if the videos are helping, that's a start. But if if you let me know what you do and what your goals are and how I can help, you never know. I could maybe introduce you to someone or something like that. So let me know. Alex, I've actually been writing a novel. Broke 62,000 words. Dude, that's sick. Writing is such a awesome skill. It's timeless, man. If you write, you can write words down, and for years and years, people will recite and reread and repeat your words. That's like magic, man. It's just as much of an art as putting paint on canvas. I have a zombie fiction book myself that I'm writing. It's called Zombeach, and it is about a zombie outbreak that happens at EDC. So that's Electronic Daisy Carnival, this rave, and the idea is like a tainted batch of ecstasy ends up turning some of these festival goers into zombies. And because everyone's like so close in this festival and bumping together and dancing and stuff, like people are not noticing that some people are biting other people and making them zombies. So that's super fun. I'm definitely not 62,000 words into it. I've got about 10,000 words, and that's something that I think, with all the COVID situation, I really should be putting more time into that and make that a thing. But that's mad impressive. Like 62,000 words is serious. I think so. I do have a little bit of input. I listen to audiobooks on Audible all the time, and in that case, the narrator to me is more important than the author, because whoever's speaking the book can make a mediocre book. They can make a good narrator will make it good, but also like a great book with a mediocre or crappy narrator will make the book not very engaging. So when you finish that book, if you're thinking about doing Audible as a distribution option, I really suggest that you do some research and find a narrator that you really, really love. And I have a couple that I'm happy to recommend to you. I'm a very avid audiobook listener, and I'd say there's like 10 narrators on Audible that I love, and anything that they do, whoever wrote the book, I would buy it because their voice is so good and they bring so much life to the story. And I also know, the website, I forget what it's called. It's like Audio Exchange. But the website where people hire narrators to narrate the audiobook, I'll find the link, because I've actually worked with Audible personally on the art level. I've done some art for their authors. And we've done collaborations because I spend a ton of money on Audible, and I also buy a bunch of, and promote them a lot, like, listening to books. And I'll always tag them and stuff, and so we have like a little bit of a deal sometimes where they'll hook me up. So I'm going to send you that link, but 62,000 words is insane. And if you want, I don't really read per se, but if you do end up getting it on Audible, if you sent me a link, I don't care what the book is about, I will buy it 1,000%. I'd be very excited to listen to that. Let's see, Alex, it's been fun watching Project 2020 each day, and thanks, and thanks to me. Yeah, thank you guys. It has been super fun. Saw the picture of you and your pops at the ball game. I thought you had time travel back to the early 90s. He looks exactly like you. I know. It's funny, like, I mean, even like the hair, like my dad and I always joke like we have the same haircut because we have no fucking hair. But yeah, it's great, man. My pops is fucking great. Patrick is the man. Let's see here. I'm a school social worker. Give therapy to high school kids. Recently, I've wanted to start a hat line brand. And then you have the name Dali, or Con Todo. I love that. Dude, that's amazing. You should do that. There's nothing stopping you. And if there's anything that I can do to help on the hat line side, let me know. I don't know any hat manufacturers, sadly. It would be really sick. Although I do use a company called Printful, PRINTFUL.com. Does a lot of my merch for random stuff. So like I have some of my art on like phone cases. I have some on hats and t-shirts and stuff, and so they do like print on demand hats, and so it could be a cool way to start is like, come up with a logo or a cool design. You could use Printful and you could just order one of them, and it's not wildly expensive. You spend $15 and you get a hat, and then you could see what you like about it and what you don't, and then if you like it, you could turn around and put them online and sell them for $25, and then when the orders come in, then Printful just makes them and ships them to the customer. So that'd be great, and I would love that, and however I can help. What's the procedure for me sending a card for signing, Jimmy? Great question. So the short answer is if you DM me, and I don't really know how YouTube DMs work, so Twitter might be the best place where I'm at Blake Jamieson. But if you just shoot me a DM saying I want to send you a card to sign, I'm going to send you a templated message, and it has my address, it has instructions. It's really important to me that everyone sends their card insured with a signature required, because the worst thing ever would be like if someone sends me the card and it gets lost somehow, and then they're hitting me up and they feel ripped off because like they sent me a card and they never got it back. So like I want to make sure that everyone sends their cards with as much tracking as possible. I have a mailbox at a UPS store, which is the one that I'm going to give you, and they sign for everything of mine, and they keep really good track of it. So I just want to make sure that like that whole process is smooth for everyone. So that's the best thing is like DM me on Twitter, and I will send you the information. You had plenty of hair at age 4. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. I had like the thickest head of hair ever as a kid, and now I have like no hair, which is, I don't know, I guess I just spent it all early. That's okay though. I don't mind. The bald look is fun. Get it once it comes out. Thanks for the link. Night all. Looking forward to your next 2020 cards. Blake, got a crash. Alex, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate that. I know it's been late. We've been streaming for an hour and a half already. I do kind of want, so there's that middle painting. I'm going to shrink this. I do want to do a squeegee spatula situation on that one before it gets completely dry. So I'll do that real quick, and then I'm going to jump back in. We'll chat a little more in comments, and then I'll probably wrap it up, and we'll keep working on these tomorrow or something in the next day. But anyways, spatula time. That came out cool. So we got like some good stripes there. Like I just love like the outlines. It just looks so sick to me. Look at that. So I don't know what we'll make this bigger again. I don't know exactly what these cards or what these backgrounds are going to be used for yet. There's a very strong chance that it could be a Topps card. The Ken Griffey's coming up. The Mike Trout is coming up. So it could be one of those. But it also just might end up being something completely separate from the project. And, it's fun because you guys got to see it happen. And so it has this special, meaning and this special connection with us that maybe I'm selling something different that's not attached to Topps. Anyways, man, it's been a lot of fun tonight. I think this is such a good thing for me, these live streams. And I will be here every night. I know tonight, 10:23, Eric texted me saying, "Where are you?" And it took me a couple extra minutes because I was setting up like my phone. For the double picture, my phone wasn't like capturing, and so I had to restart my computer, and it was like a little bit of a technical nightmare. I need to figure out a better process where like I should set up at like 10:15 so that like by 10:23 I'm actually ready to go. Meanwhile, like I've actually just been setting up at like 10:20. I'm like, oh shit, I have to live stream in 3 minutes. Did we let you get too dry? No, I think it's great. I think it's exactly where it needs to be, man. we're all exactly where we need to be, and that's cool. So, anyways, before I sign off, I'll just say, like, if you want to support me in my art, there's a couple things that you can do. Number one being subscribe down there, and if you want to turn on notifications, that helps. I definitely want to grow my YouTube. I think this is going to be one of my focus channels going forward. And then the second thing, if financially, if you want to help me, I sell autographed originals of all of my own cards on proathleteportraits.com, and that's my website. So like right now I think I have like 5 or 6 Nolan Ryans left. They're almost gone. And then for Don Mattingly, I amped it up. I did like 70 signed Nolans total, and then for Don Mattingly I cranked it all the way to 200. So like of Don Mattingly, out of the 200, I think I might have like 60 or 70 left. There's like a little bit less than half left. I'm trying to find that sweet spot. I think that with Jackie Robinson, which is my current card on Topps, that's another way to support me if you want to buy the Topps card. I will sign yours for free in black ink if you want to mail it to me, or I will sell signed and numbered versions, which are going to be signed in a special color. So like there'll be a gold 1 of 1, silver 1 of 5, and then probably a Dodger blue that's going to be a 42. So those are like, different ways, like that helps. So proathleteportraits.com is my website where I sell my own stuff. And I'm also down to paint whatever you want. So if you want, I don't know, a Russell Westbrook painting because he's your favorite player of all time, we can talk about that and we can make that happen. So I appreciate you guys so much for choosing to tune in with me instead of the NFL draft. I hope you were watching it on the side. I had a blast. I'm going to catch up on the draft now. And I will be back tomorrow at 10:23 p.m. here on YouTube. And I'm not really promoting that anywhere. I'm just doing it and letting you guys tell your friends. So tell your friends, I guess. All right. Well, I love you guys so much. Thank you for everyone. You guys are the reason I do this, and it matters a lot. So thank you.